final part of question 3 is asking us about a moles calculation again. We have some information, we have an equation, and we're asked to calculate the volume of gas formed, and volume of gas is measured in centimetres cubed at RTP, room temperature pressure. When it tells you that you are at room temperature and pressure, you can suggest from this that you don't have to use PV equals nRT. You can use a straightforward equation with the NV and 24 or 24,000. So where I would start in a question like this is by writing out my equation, indicating underneath my stoichiometry, and then identifying the things that I have information on. I know how much potassium I've got, and I know that I'm being asked about the volume of gas. I'm using my state symbols to identify which substance therefore that I'm looking at, and in this particular example it is just hydrogen. In other examples, there are multiple products formed, and so you have to look at 2 lots of gas rather than just one. But this is a quite straightforward calculation. I begin by calculating my number of moles of something that I know. I have enough information to calculate the number of moles of potassium. I do that using N equals M over M. You notice here that I've put the K in brackets next to my N, just normal rounded brackets, not square, and that's to make it clear to both yourself and the examiner what you're talking about. So this is extremely good practice for university. I've got my mass from my question, I've got my molar mass from my periodic table, and that gives me 6 times 10 to the minus 3. I then take into account my stoichiometry is 2 to 1. I know that from my equation up here, 2 to 1. So I use this to figure out my number of moles of hydrogen. My number of moles of hydrogen is half of what I calculated earlier, and so 3 times 10 to the minus 3. Using my equation, V for volume is number of moles times 24 decimeters cubed, or 24,000 if we're in centimeters cubed. Take my number of moles from here, multiply 3 by 24,000, and that gives me my answer, which is 72 centimeters cubed. Check the unit. Check the question to see what unit it's actually asking us for. It tells us here, just at the side, that it wants it in centimeters cubed. It doesn't actually suggest anywhere else in the question that it's looking for it in centimeters cubed, apart from maybe here where it gives us an indication that gas volume is measured in centimeters cubed. This is a sneaky way of catching students out, so you do need to be careful what units you need to quote to.